Well, time to end phase 2 with the Avengers Age of Ultron with me and Emmanuel collaborating. Now let's start off with phase 3 with Ant-Man, Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, and to end it all, Black Panther. And soon on Sunday or maybe late Saturday, we're going to be reviewing Avengers Infinity War. And as you can see, I got the tickets, yes, for Saturday. Can't wait, Saturday night. Maybe by that time I might be finished with the reviews for all the movies for Phase 3. And yeah, I couldn't do it with my bloggy. It's a pain in the ass and it's still the same piece of junk I used to have. So anyways, I'm going to have to do this on my iPhone. I hope my phone manages to surpass by the end, even after my Marvel vs. Capcom review. But anyway, hey guys, I'm back. And yeah, let's begin Phase 3 because Phase 2 ended up very good, but at the same time, alright, because yeah, I love this movie when it came out, but then after that, watching it over and over, I was like seeing some of its flaws and teasing Phase 3. We get it, we were teasing Phase 3, and then the relationship between Hulk and Black Widow to me felt a little forced, but anyways, at least it's that. But let's first start off with Ant-Man, directed by Peyton Reed, who used to be the director Edgar Wright, but due to creative differences, but part of his vision is still here in the movie, which is good. At least Peyton Reed gets to at least finish what Edgar Wright couldn't, but at least we get to see that. Okay, let's start off next. It stars Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Corey Stroll, Bobby Cannavale, Michael Pena, and Michael Douglas. Let's first start off with the story itself. We get to see the story that Hank Pym is running away from, I think, disappearing from existence because I think Howard Stark, Peggy Carter, who was a bit older but not too old, getting to know, like, we get to see Michael Douglas. Now everybody, well, not Michael Douglas, Hank Pym, who knows who he is and what he's actually, been up to. And they want part of the Ant-Man suit, but he doesn't want to share the Ant-Man suit. So with that, he goes in complete hiatus and just disappears. And yeah, that's actually a sad story. But we get to see in the modern time, Scott Lang, who has been imprisoned for something that he did work related because of a boss who never actually paid him money for what I think it was happening, and he does something right back at him. But what sucks is that he got caught and he got in prison for that. And yeah, it kind of sucks that he managed to help those the coworkers that they worked for this guy. But at the end, he ends up going into prison, and then with that, he gets bailed out, gets picked up by his friend, by Luis. He's trying to find a new opportunity to at least help his daughter, who his wife divorced him due to what he's actually done, and actually move on to help out his daughter and provide whatever he does. He works at Baskin Robbins. Things don't go well from there. So with that, we goes to his friend Luis, and yeah, he goes back to robbing, but this time he robs out of this specific house of Hank Pym's and steals the Ant-Man suit. And they thought they were gonna find something rare, but nope, nothing, no money or anything. He does give out a try to the Ant-Man suit. He freaks out, returns it back, goes back to jail. But then after that, Hank Pym comes back, gives him a second chance, and then with that, the journey begins for Scott Lang becoming Ant-Man. And that was an awesome story, the way to start. And to me, I liked it. Yeah, and that gets a plus for Paul Rudd playing as Scott Lang as Ant-Man. I enjoyed him. He was absolutely cool. He was funny, hilarious, or either one you want to say. To me, I thought that this was actually the funniest character, right behind Iron Man. And yeah, his jokes are freaking hilarious, and people thought he wasn't too hilarious, but to me, I thought his jokes was hilarious. But his performance was absolutely cool. I can't believe he got really into fit. For a guy in his late 40s, going really fit and showing his abs really good. Well, not to say that, but he does actually fit quite well to be Ant-Man, and he does a fantastic job. And him experiencing Ant-Man was absolutely cool, and getting to know how the way his powers works and his motivation in order to help his daughter and to be with his daughter in order to show that he's not a criminal but also a loving father and a hardworking man. And yeah, that's absolutely a cool thing. Then that gets a plus. Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas and also the former original Ant-Man, he does a fantastic job. We do get to see small elements of him being the original Ant-Man, but it sucks we never get to see him unmasked as the original Ant-Man, which would have been cool, but at least we get a small scenes of that. But it would have been cool we get to see him unmasking himself and him seeing his wife, the Wasp, in action. But we do get to see that, but we never get to see them unmasked. But we will see them soon enough in the future, and who knows what plans they have them. But Michael Douglas as Hank Pym does a fantastic job. That gets a plus. Hope Van Dyne, played by Evangeline Lilly, does also a fantastic job being the daughter and also a love interest for Scott Lang, who pretty much gives him crap throughout the movie, so that she can see that he can prove himself, that he can be a worthy member to become Ant-Man, or should I say the new Ant-Man, and yeah, pretty much at least prove the world that he can do better and everything like that. And yeah, that's how she does. She trains him. Man, I would have not messed with her. And to me, it's actually cool, like how her performance is, and to me, and yeah, Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne is cool, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing her in Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I can't wait. As for the supporting cast, Luis, Kurt, Dave, Ant-Man's, or should I say Scott Lang's friends, are absolutely cool. I absolutely love Luis as Michael Pena character is Luis. He's hilarious, right next to Scott Lang. His jokes are just completely hilarious, and yeah, him throughout the movie was cool, even though we never get to see him like middle of the movie, but later on at the very end we do get to see him. Can't wait to see what he has to say more in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. And same thing with his friends, Dave and Kurt, and yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing that. As for Bobby Cannavale as Paxton, the love interest of his former wife, Maggie Lane, also does a great performance. He does give a lot of crap to Scott Lang, even though he has actually done in the past, and just gives him crap for what he actually what used to be. And well, yeah, it was not his intention, but he was doing this in order to defend himself. But he was great. As for Cassie Lang, she the daughter of Scott Lang, she does a fantastic job. It shows the lighthearted moments of the movie, and yeah, we get to see him, trying to be with his daughter, and yeah, to me, it's a touching moment. And then also Maggie Lang, his former wife, she does a fantastic job in order to help elevate Scott Lang to do something in order to show his daughter that he can prove himself and to at least become a better father. And yeah, that was actually cool. As for and that gets a plus. And as for the action sequences, I do love them. I enjoy them. I did enjoy seeing Ant-Man fighting against Yellow Jacket, which was absolutely cool. And yeah, I thought it was very fantastic. And I thought I loved the fight between Ant-Man and the Falcon, which to me was absolutely fantastic too. Yeah, seeing Ant-Man for the first time interact with one of the members of the Avengers was cool. Him nerding out on that too. And yeah, him experiencing on his training how the way he has to use the Ant-Man costume. And yeah, that's absolutely cool. And a fantastic moment. And yeah, that gets a plus for the action. The CGI, how the way Ant-Man can turn into a pint-sized, ant-sized person into going to subatomic levels was absolutely cool moments. And yeah, I did enjoy that. And to me, it was absolutely awesome how Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, it reminds me of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And yeah, to me, I love those moments and I enjoyed them. And yeah, if you guys really want to know a bit small of a trivia, this movie wasn't exist before Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but they beat them to it, and then yeah, the movie got canceled or put on the shelf for the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids to exist. But that way, they had to keep this movie on the shelves because for reasons and stuff like that. And yeah, that's kind of sad, but we got it, and yeah, it's cool, and we'll get to that soon. The best moments of the movie, yeah, like I said. Ant-Man versus Falcon, awesome. Ant-Man versus Yellow Jacket, awesome. Him training, absolutely awesome. And him going subatomic was absolutely cool. And yeah, I can't wait to see more of that in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Or whatever Ant-Man's going to be, maybe in Infinity War. That gets a plus too, and same thing for the CGI and for the action. Here comes the cons. Darren Cross as Yellow Jacket. His motivation is completely generic. Him making these Yellow Jacket ant-sized things, and now knowing that Hank Pym is actually the original Ant-Man, and yeah, it kind of motivates him to do exactly what Hank Pym used to do, but this time to at least weaponize these in order to sell them to the military, or should I say Hydra, and to at least prove Hank Pym that he's actually smarter and better than him, and yeah, pretty much just shut him down. And yeah, his motivation seems a bit too generic, but I was a bit let down of his performance. Even though he does good, but too generic. That's all I can say. And yeah, and a completely generic motivation in my opinion. For the cons, I would have loved to see Michael Douglas being more Ant-Man and him unmasking himself, him talking to Hope Van Dyne, whoever was under that mask, but we already know who it is. It's Michelle Pfeiffer. Can't wait to see her. I can't believe she went from Catwoman to the Wasp, which is cool, from DC to Marvel. Man, I hate to reference that, but it's the truth. Yeah, I would have loved to see a little bit more of the original Ant-Man in action, even though we do get it, but I want a little bit more. And yeah, that's actually a bit of a con right there. Is it worth watching? Yes. I did grow up watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It reminds me of that, and I did enjoy this movie. And for a pint-sized hero, I enjoyed it the most. In my opinion, I'm gonna have to give Ant-Man an 8 out of 10. Peyton Reed and Edgar Wright does a fantastic job. I'm gonna mention them both because this is also Edgar Wright's movie and also Peyton Reed's movie, who took over after Edgar Wright's departure. And yeah, they did a fantastic job. The performances are absolutely amazing. And yeah, it's hands down one really fantastic movie. And yeah, really cool. Next time we'll be reviewing Captain America Civil War, where things completely escalate for the Avengers. Avengers 2.5. See you guys next time.